outside now.
You know how much Olosho they collect? It's a free of pay
How much Olosho they collect?
They collect 50K.
Olosho they collect 50K. But if the wife no come full leg for their husband, they come dey pursue them go Olosho, they go lose their husband.
They no fit pay 50K. If you pay 50K, you go know say you go give your wife. If you give her money, give her everything wey you want. Your wife go dey waiting, go open am.
So your advice now say make women dey close their leg, make they
Make
no
dem no close am.
make they no open. Okay, good morning. Thank you for having you this morning. I just want to ask you what is going on in Nigeria. Many Nigerians have come to the streets protesting to frustrate what they are seeing in the streets of Nigeria to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you think that protest can solve it? And what is your experience so far in this Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Yes, so make protest start because this thing wey we dey do for Nigeria, e no make sense. So you go go hospital now, many people they are dying, no money, no food, everything that too expensive. If you carry 20,000 go market, you no fit buy food, you no fit buy everything. House e dey expensive, you no fit rent house again. You wan buy slippers now, slippers wey you dey buy 6,000, you go get 30,000 before you buy am. And na so many things wey cause make abeg make we protest, make baba make help us do am, make everything just go down. Everything too high, you no fit do anything. Abeg we don tire about dis Nigeria, where we wan go?
Now, Baba, when we dey protest for our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has get out of the country. I think the protest Nigeria are protesting is none of his business. Do you think, okay, like you, let me ask you this question. So far, so good, the salary you are receiving, how are you coping with it? Is it enough for you to pay your bills?
Even e no reach 2 weeks ga wetin be 1 month, e no reach 2 weeks, e don finish.
The salary not reach 2 weeks.
E no reach 2 weeks ke. You go buy rice abi woman go buy attachment. You no know how much dem dey sell attachment. The person wey go make am for you no know how much dem dey do am. If you wan buy cream, you no know how much you go buy am. Make dem help us o, we no fit do ritualist. We no fit do asewo, make baba try. Abeg make we do everything. Coke na 500. Comot 500 inside 40,000. Comot 500 inside 100,000. You wan buy food now, you go buy 2,000 naira food. Buy 2,000 naira food for morning and night. 4,000 naira. Calculate am in a month. How much e be?
Okay,
E don pass your salary.
You don't pay your salary, like as you dey talk now, but you now you make your hair. Many women outside now, they know they fit dey make their hair. They go just comb their hair.
Na true o. See dis hair wey I make like dis na. I don dey keep the money. No be today. I don keep am like 3 months. When just do am. The person wey do am he collect 15,000.
15,000 for this hair.
Yes na, because talk say fuel don cost. Dis one don cost. Attachment na 5,000.
Okay, make I ask you this question now. This thing dey trend for women now. Women no dey gree open leg for their husband again. Because their
How dem go
husband
open leg? You no know wetin dem dey talk. Go hospital now. If you wan register, you no know how much dem go register for pregnancy. You go see the open
are you saying because of that
And
women
no
make they no open leg for their husband?
no market. Make dem see keep am.
Make women close their leg.
Make dem close their leg.
Make they no open leg for their
Make dem
husband.
no open am. Wetin dem
If women no open their leg for their husband, you go make the husband dey go outside now.
you no know how much Olosho dey collect? It's a free of pay
How much Olosho dey collect?
Dey collect 50K.
Olosho dey collect 50K. But if the wife no come open leg for their husband, they come dey pursue them go Olosho, they go lose their husband.
Dem no fit pay 50K. If you pay 50K, you go know say you go give your wife. If you give her money, give her everything wey you want. Your wife go dey waiting, go open am.
So your advice now say make women dey close their leg, make they
Make
no
dem no
open.
close am.
Make they no open am for their husband.
Make dem close.
But the implication of that, many women go lose their husband because outside women too dey wey dey look for husband.
Husband don dey run. Husband don dey run.
Husband no dey run.
He don dey run. Dem no fit pay bills again.
Many women wey dey watch this video, many women go comment because even some wey ready to open their leg, light no dey, wey fan go even blow them. Wey
You
AC
see
go
why I
blow
fit
them.
advise women say just face your work. Na work be major thing. face your work. Na business you dey do, face am. You dey work for office, face am. Even transport. You no know how much is transport. Transport too cost. For dis Lagos, transport is too cost.
Now, finally, before I will let you go, so many women in Nigeria today, salary alone, no even reach them. Some
Transport don
don't they
collect
leave,
am.
some don't they come up for their husband now. Don't go they leave. Some men they do this thing, different thing. What is your advice to women when they go leave their husband, go they open leg for another man?
I no advise am say make dem go dey do asewo, but situation now, if you dey pay 40,000, transport now e fit reach 3,000, e fit reach 2,000 go and come. Calculate am in a month how much will be your salary and you go eat. If you get eat, you go eat. So many things too cost, no be their fault. Dem see better offers, that is why dem dey go there. I no talk say e good o, but nothing wey dem fit do. Many people dey die for hospital. Na if you go, some people dey die, dem no get money for treatment, no money for food. Beggars dem dey, too much of corruption dey for Nigeria now, different corruptions. Wetin we wan do? Make dem help us. People wey go school wey no see work, wetin dem want make dem do? Salary, if you go work for Pesina, dem go give you 40,000. Wetin 40,000 wan do?
Now let's assume you are in the shoe of the first lady of Nigeria, Orulemi Tinubu, right now. What will you do different? Now you just said that some wives now no dey open leg for their husband because of the economy. Men no dey ready to meet up the standard of this thing. Wetin you go do as a first lady of Nigeria? Wetin you go do?
The first thing wey I go do is that try to follow the people talk and fit follow my husband talk.
Yes.
Because I go advise am. The time when we never get money, we know how stubbornness dey be. Abeg, make dem help. Make dem.
That means what you are saying now, the Remi Tinubu is not advising us because okay.
Dem don forget say dem don suffer. Money don too much. Dem don forget say dem don suffer. If dem don forget, dem go know say money no dey. No be today we don dey for dis town. We don dey now. We don know people wey don do am, wey don do am, money dey flow.
Now
Make dem release food. Food be koko.
when they release food, now food be cocoa. Let's
Na
assume
food.
say you vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Are you regretting that you voted for him now?
No, no dey vote o, no dey vote.
But people wey vote for Amoko,
Eh?
people wey vote for Amoko, are they?
Na time no, maybe dem dey collect money from
So
us.
next
I
election,
no
are you
know.
saying you're not coming out to vote? Because if you no
No,
vote,
no
this
dey
time
vote
people will still
o.
come out for rule.
I no dey vote.
You are part of the vote. You know they vote. Come out and vote.
Okay, we are vote now for dis people. Wetin dem dey do now?
Because people like you don't come out. If you say una come out in number to come out, but people like people for no fit enter there.
Make Baba go, we go vote for another person.
Okay, make Baba go, we'll go for another. Thank you so much for having you this moment. Viewers, kindly subscribe to this channel, on your notifications. Drop your comment, what you feel that what you have said so far. Thank you so much. Until we come your way, next time, the Waymaker News TV. Thank you so much.
Was situated in which region in Nigeria? Southeastern region. This first embassy, and still that's where they have their embassy today until they restore tie with Nigeria under Ibrahim Babangida's regime. Israel and the Nigeria restored tie, maybe international tie. That maybe that was when they may have relocated the embassy. But I know that Israel was having their embassies in Igbo land in Enugu since the year 1970 till date. So because they went home to defend their land, they turned their back on the Biafrans, and we actually fought the war by ourselves, using on our high tech to at least manufacture our Obunigwe and other, firearms made by the then technocrat, war technocrats, Engineer Roy Umenyi, yes, Kenneth Onwukadike, and many Biafrans, that work at the Biafra Logistics Department headed by Chinua Achebe. Then we had many people that actually help us, work out or craft out the kind of weapons we used, defend ourselves during the Nigerian Biafran Civil War. So the roles all these countries, United States, Israel, Finland, and so on and so forth, are playing, is because of the kind of role they actually, played emotionally during the war of 1967 to 1970. Israel is part of Igbo land. They actually know that either we come from them or they come from us. They have actually visited Aguleri, where I come from, Otuocha, Anambra, many times to at least confirm in excursion, during excursion, if actually Igbos are Israelites or Israelites are from Igbos, and they have gotten many artifacts. They have gotten many archaeological proofs that they have strong ties with the Igbo culture and tradition. And it was even happening in 2021 when Nnamdi Kanu was abducted from Nairobi, Kenya. 4 Israeli excursionists were apprehended by Nigerian DSS, accused of what? Spies. The then president of Israel, then or prime minister, was Naftali Bennett. Naftali Bennett actually war in Nigeria, and there was a sort of this skirmish, diplomatic rows between the two countries. Under 2 weeks, those black Jews and white Jews were released after such accusation because they went to Aguleri for findings, archaeological findings, and they actually discovered the book of Torah. The book of Torah was in Aguleri, and the book of Torah actually give the full, accurate narratives on how or why Israel is Igbo, Igbo is Israel. And that has actually sealed the controversy behind whether Igbo man is Jews or this or that. It has been finally concluded that Bennett, the then Prime Minister of Israel, confirmed it that they have, the Jews in the occupying in the southeastern hemisphere of Nigeria, confirmed
Mr.
and
Rafa,
proven.
I want us to end this conversation in 2 minutes.
Okay, now.
Many Biafrans have said that they would prefer Israel to come to their rescue, even if it takes them 50 years to be under Israel before they get their independence, instead of staying with this country whereby they have been marginalized. Do you agree with them that Igbos should go under Israel and spend 50 years with Israel before they get their independence?
150 million percent agree. I agree with them. If you can weigh the statistics, the average of my agreeing with what that guys or what those people are saying, I'm scoring myself. I agree 100%, 120%. Igbos should be under Israel so that we will understand their technology, we buy into their science, everything about their engineer, how they build and form their craft. Though they actually know that we have the brain. If you go into the Russia and the United States of America, most of the scientists and technologists in those countries are from Igbo extraction. I think it is better to stay with Israel. And if Israel come, there's nothing like oppression or compression. There's nothing like suppressing us because already we are Christians. Already we are buying into their technology. Already we are traditionally and culturally the same with them. So their technology is just like water, akara, and the cake for us. It won't be very hard for us. We can cohesively work with Israel because Israel is Igbo. Igbo is the Jews. We are the same with Israel. You are welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raf, for having you this morning. Mr. Raf, thank you for having you, the Waymaker TV, this morning.
You are welcome.
Yes, of course, we saw the IBP have revealed the secret that they have used to marginalize Igbo over the years. And instead of the Ohanese to demand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released with immediate effect, they are asking for 10 trillion naira. Is 10 trillion naira or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release?
Anyway, from the angle they are asking money, I can actually tell you they are right. Listen and listen good. That is what is called reparation. Reparation is a compensation for damage done or genocide. Let me give you an instance of what happened in 1492. Various countries, ethnicities from Europe actually migrated into the New World, called the United States of America presently. And they used the blacks in Africa here as slaves. They traded on black slaves for over 400 years. What? Ferrying them, taking them into the New World, United States, to work in the plantation because the American originators they met there, the Red Indians, are very weak. They cannot work. They don't have strength. They use the black to support, thereby enslaving blacks in their millions. For over 400 years, there was a price to be paid by the West. The like of Mutuda Abiola went to ICC, sued the West to court to pay the Africans reparation. And that payment, Abiola was in the fight until Buhari, Babangida, Abacha disallowed him. He died. So what I'm trying to say is that they were asking for the money to pay for the genocide committed against the Igbos in 1967, 68, 69, and 70. And personally, I'm not in support of that money. No, they shouldn't ask for money. Why? No amount of money that can equate Igbo man's life. Life is something that is so sacrosanct. Yes, so special as well. Then very, very unique, scarce. Yes, not easily come by. Why? Life begins at conception. When man and woman meet, you cannot buy life with money. Life starts at conception. Life, God tells us how life started. He's the one that breathed into this dust and life come to be. That's why we have two things, life and death, and you can't buy life with money. The life of Igbo man can never ever equate with 10 trillion. The loss, yes.
The life of Igbo man cannot be equated to 10 trillion.
I'm telling you.
Information reaching us now that the Finnish government now have disorganized the embassy in Finland after hearing that IBB said that the coup was not taken by IPOP, by Igbos. As I speak to you now, Samuel Ekpa, they are ready to free Samuel Ekpa now because they see that Nigeria government, in case they fire against Samuel Ekpa.
Yes, it's all false. It's based on false allegation, deception, and deceit. Do you know why Finland is reacting? Many people would have, should be asking themselves, why Finland? What concerns them? The greatest ally Biafra had in the 1967, 68, 69, and 70 was Finland. Finland supplied all Biafran families with war materials. Yes, they use mechanisms that even beat the brain of the Britain, the French, all the Egyptians, Chad, Burkina Faso, and Algeria, all the mercenaries fighting alongside with Nigerian military clique against the Biafran, people. And they had the foreknowledge. They had the best knowledge of what actually transpired, went wrong from 1967 to 1970. How the war was fought. Yes, how the war was fought by going, against Ojukwu people. Because Finland supplied up Morocco to help Kwachiokor children of Biafrans not to die. Supply them with most nutritious food, one could need to fight malnutrition, called Kwashiorkor. So they actually played along. Let me use the word, I don't know whether maybe balkanization or alliance or allies with the Biafrans. That's why they know more than you and I. That book actually gave them more insight that those people they fought for were innocent of accusation leveled against them in the 60s. What an emotional practice. What an emotional embrace. What an emotional cooperation. How emotional it is right now in Finland that actually fought for Biafran people that were dying of Kwashiorkor in the 1960s. And I can actually tell you that Ireland, if not part of the contraption that make up United Kingdom, they would have been fighting Nigerian embassy right away. An Irishman set himself ablaze in front of United Nations Secretariat in New York over the same war, over the same genocide against the Igbos. He poured fuel on himself after alerting the United Nations that some persons called Igbos in Africa were being killed, disallowed, murdered by the socialist Britain, who supplied Nigerian military clique with lethal weapons to actually exterminate the race called the Igbos in the 1967. And this Irishman died today. He died a matter just for the Igbo man.
He died for matter just for the Igbo man. Mr. Raf, one would say that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel right now, is set to take over the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because when the Buhari government went after Nnamdi Kanu flew to Israel.
Yes.
And they once said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have discussion with Benjamin Netanyahu, and Netanyahu now is trying after this IBB informations about Biafra. Netanyahu now is working in conjunction with Donald Trump. We saw where Donald Trump have said that they should release Nnamdi Kanu, that killing of the Christians in the Southeast should stop. Do you think that Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump have what it takes to put pressure on Nigeria to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
It all points towards that angle of alliance, balkanization. The greatest allies we had in the past was Finland, Ireland, Israel, and some private concerned bodies in America. Because I could remember one Captain Brown that was shot off the coast of Gabon, and his airplane